Hi, my name's Emily Gibson, and I am making this video today for my fellow members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I really want to share with you the 2-year journey of consideration that I gave about whether or not I felt comfortable putting CBD, hemp oil, specifically the full spectrum, into my body, and sort of the path that I had to take to be comfortable with that. And so if you are someone that is considering, is this choice right for me? I know exactly how you feel because that's where I was 2 years ago. So first off, I want to talk a little bit about what is hemp, because when I first started looking into this 2 years ago, I really had no knowledge or understanding of what it was. When I saw the hemp plant, it looked exactly identical to a marijuana plant. So I immediately was like, nope, not for me. This is not in line with my religious beliefs. I'm not comfortable with this. I'm out. And so if you're feeling that way, I have empathy for that because I totally felt that way. But what I found is that as I've educated myself and I've learned and researched and studied, I've found that actually that was not true, and that I was being misled by speculations and assumptions about something I didn't know anything about. So first off, I want to give you a little background about myself. My husband and I were married 15 years ago in the Salt Lake Temple. We have always held current temple recommends. We attend our church services every single Sunday with our 4 children. They are 11, 7, 9, and 4, and we are raising them to get married in the temple, go on missions. We are full tithe payers. We abide strictly to the word of wisdom. We are we both graduated from BYU, Idaho. We live our life according to hold to the iron rod. We are not casual observers of our religion, but very much so intentional, strict Mormons. I mean, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saint members. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you so that you know what my background is and why I spent so long considering if this is something that I felt comfortable putting into my body. So first off, what is hemp? Because this was the thing that I most misunderstood. A lot of people think that hemp and marijuana are the same exact thing, and they are not. They are not even the same plant. They are a different breed of plant. So the marijuana plant has psychoactive abilities, and that's what gets you high. The hemp plant has 0.03 of that in it, but it gives zero psychoactive effects. You cannot get high from it. It has zero psychoactive effects. So why is this great? Because basically you're getting all of the benefits of the plant. So you're still getting the healing benefits, but you're not getting the high. You're not having the illegal drug, right? So there's lots of different kinds of CBD oils. There are lots of different hemp oils and everything. So what's the difference? Well, CBD is just in your hemp plant. The CBD is just a piece of the hemp plant that they extract out. So they're extracting one thing out of the plant that's healthy for you, and it's just a small percent of what's healthy for you in that hemp plant, right? So when you see a full spectrum hemp oil, which is what I use, and it's what I recommend to people using, it was also the one that I was most uncomfortable using before I understood what it really was, because I thought, full spectrum, oh my gosh, it has THC in it. Oh my gosh, it's illegal. I'm going to be breaking the law. I'm breaking the word of wisdom. No, you're not. That's not a thing. That is not even possible in the hemp plant. The marijuana plant is over here. That has the psychoactive abilities to get you high, and the hemp plant is over here. That has no ability to get you high. Zero ability for psychoactive effects. Zero, okay? So when you see a full spectrum, you're still taking from this hemp plant. That doesn't mean that you have this with a little bit of this. No. It's still the hemp plant, okay? And the benefit of the full spectrum is that you are getting CBD, You're also getting CBG, you're getting the cannabinoids, you're getting the terpenes, you're getting the flavonoids, and all of the things that are actually going to help your body in all of these different ways. Okay, so at the end of the 90s, they found that we have a system in our body that is just like our circulatory system, our lymphatic system, and it's called our endocannabinoid system. And when we use these cannabinoids from inside the hemp plant, right, that they're abstracting from it, that is where things get exciting, because these cannabinoids from a full spectrum hemp plant, not the marijuana plant over here, the full spectrum from the hemp plant over here with zero psychoactive effects, right? You're getting these cannabinoids not from marijuana, but you're getting these cannabinoids from here, and they're actually binding to your receptors, and they're causing this effect of homeostasis in your body, and that is healing. Okay, so there's all of these receptors, and there's actually a lot concentrated in your brain. There's a lot in your reproductive organs. There's a lot inside of your intestinal tract. And so people are finally catching on to this, and that's why there's this like hemp oil craze right now, because so many people are seeing that it can help with a myriad of things with health, especially mental illness. There have been people who have had relief with certain things like seizures and things like that. And so there's a lot of really great research coming out of how the hemp plant has so many healing properties inside of it. Okay, so there's one thing specifically that I found to be very much worth my time in research, and in that research, that's where I became comfortable with putting this inside of my body, and that was the MCT oil that you can get that is in many full spectrum hemp products, the really good ones at least, okay? So MCTs are multi-chain triglycerides, and they are a carrier, right? Oils are carriers. Coconut oil is a carrier. So the MCT oil is from coconut oil, and the one that I choose to put inside of my body. And I don't think that all oils are created equally, right? Like, this is one that I have researched and I feel very confident putting my name on. I feel very confident using in myself and in my family. And so as you're considering this, just make sure that you're finding one that fits your beliefs and the quality that you are comfortable with. And that's what I found in this one. So MCTs are basically helping so that you're absorbing it. It's helping to do things like promote healthy weight loss. It's helping to have an instant source of energy. It may reduce lactic build up in athletes. I can never say that word right. It can help manage things like, and this is just MCT oil that I'm talking about. It can help manage epilepsy, Alzheimer's, and autism. It contains powerful fatty acids that fight yeast and bacterial growth. It may reduce factors of heart disease such as weight and cholesterol, and it may help control blood sugar levels and support diabetes management. So basically, all of these things that are in the hemp plant, not the marijuana plant, the hemp plant with zero psychoactive effects. You will not get a high. It's a natural way to help with mental health and systemic inflammation and other things that we deal with in our society. And so just in closing, what I want to talk to you about is that anytime that you take a drug that your doctor prescribes to you, that comes with side effects, right? Because it's something that was created and made in a lab, and sometimes those things are necessary, right? Like when I had four babies, and 3 of them were over 9 pounds. Yeah. So I really had to use Percocet the week after I had those babies. And Percocet is a drug that can make you feel high. And I remember taking Percocet and getting a little buzz off of it. And I took it in the recommended dose. I did not drive when I took it. My doctor prescribed it, and I needed it. And it had side effects of constipation. It was super fun. But that was something for me that I had no problem taking. I never researched it. I never thought about the psychoactive effects it had on my brain. I never considered. I think that it's in line with my religious beliefs. I have no problem with prescription medications that are used the way they're supposed to be used. And so when I look at something like CBD and hemp oil as a Latter-day Saint woman who lives her religion very strictly, and it's something that's so important to me, I like to look at those things and kind of weigh them out. And I think about how the hemp plant is a plant that God put on this earth for good. And man can turn that into something that's bad for my body and make it into something that's harmful, or it can be used in its purest natural state, which is what hemp oil and CBD oil are, full spectrum oil, all of that. It's in its most pure form, and it has no psychoactive effects. So what I finally decided for myself, again, this is just me, and I took a lot of time to consider this and spent lots of time researching and talking to friends who I respected their opinion on all of this. Friends that were Latter-day Saints, friends that weren't, friends who had my same moral standards but weren't necessarily in my same religion. I really spent so much time thinking about this, and that's why I wanted to make this video for you, so that you could hear from someone who was maybe as concerned or more concerned about it than you are or were. And what it really came down to for me is this is something that is not going to give me a high. It's something that God put on this earth for good for my body. And I'm seeing positive benefits in my life and in the life of my family. And for me, that I'm comfortable with that. And you have to be comfortable with what you put inside of your body. It's that simple, right? But as you educate yourself on what hemp is and what CBD is, I am so confident that you are going to come to a very similar conclusion that I have come to. Now, maybe you still just can't be comfortable with the full spectrum, and that's fine. But that's why the isolate is such a great option for you, because it's not going to have that full spectrum that maybe you're just feeling uncomfortable with. Okay, so I just would encourage you to open your heart, open your mind, and as you're praying about this and you're considering this, just know that the education is out there for you. And I hope that what I've shared with you today of my research and my education and the time and energy that I put into this helps you to feel comfortable that it is legal. It's not against our religion. Here's baby Dean.
Mom.
Hi. Say hi.
That's my fossil. That's a giant shark.
Okay. Okay.
That's a giant fish.
Okay. I think he's been watching Octonauts. Anyway, I hope that that my insight on this has helped you, because this is something that is so important to me, and it is legal in all 50 states, even Utah, where I live. And the reason why it's legal is because it doesn't have any psychoactive effects, and it is something that I feel is very in line with the word of wisdom. And that's just my personal opinion. And I hope that that helps you today. Bye.